All right, there are power struggles in every family. So I think the question is, how do you respond to them that can make the difference? That's why we have parenting expert Michelle McVittie, mom, the manager, joins us on the show. Always love our chats with a few tips when it comes to those power struggles. We talk about my kids a lot because they're kind of aged 10 and 6. We haven't really got into that yet. Is that something we should expect, or when do these power struggles start?
I think it really depends. It could be personality as well, because some children are 2 or 3 and they're like, I'm dealing with a teenager. I think it's a personality thing. Also, if parents are not on the same page, this is what I can get away with one parent, this is what I can get away with another parent. So I'm going to try to get away with things because there's no consistency here and I want what I want.
Is that what's biggest at play? Is the communication between parents to make sure you're on the same page?
Absolutely.
Like, somebody can be good cop, bad cop, but like with boundaries, I guess. With
boundaries, and not necessarily good and bad cop, but I would say tag team. Because the good and bad cop is like, I'm coming in to rescue, I'm coming in to punish, and instead I want it to feel like the child is seeing you as a team, that I can validate you and dad's going to step in to set that boundary and we're a good team, versus, don't worry about it, I'll give you your cell phone later, or enough is enough, you keep doing this, and then the child's punished and it's too big of a punishment, and that causes conflict, and then a child is like, let's jump into this chaos.
What about false punishment? Saying, if you do this again, I'm going to, and then it doesn't happen.
Consistency is key, right? So when you're saying, if you don't, stop doing that or we're going to leave, and then you're there 2 hours later, the child knows, I can continue pushing boundaries. This person does not follow through.
Okay. Permissive parenting? Yes. Or like gentle parenting, that's what's kind of used on social media?
Yes, social media says gentle parenting. I've seen a lot of TikToks and things like that where you're just like letting the child do what they want, or being like, oh my gosh, you're having a meltdown right now in the middle of Home Depot and I'm going to get down on the floor with you, and no, you don't have to do those things. That's permissive parenting. Gentle parenting is saying, I'm holding space for your emotion, but then I'm going to be firm and kind with you. You can be upset. Do you need help, or are you going to get up on your own?
Okay. Accommodation says that you can't do it. I will rescue you and stop them from building resilience, I guess. Yeah. So essentially, when you are accommodating, when you have a child that pushes boundaries, you don't want to deal with the meltdown, you're sick and tired of the fight, fine, have the ice cream, fine, let your sister have the thing so she doesn't cry. I will allow you to avoid. We're saying your behavior works, and we're also saying you can't handle it. You can't, okay. So what, let's say if it starts at a young age, how do we pull back that power struggle? Because then you get into habits of getting it back is difficult.
You're right. So there is going to be a transition. They're going to possibly push more, because this used to work. I used to get the candy in the candy aisle, and now you're saying no. So you want to meet in the middle, realize there is going to be some resistance, and you really need to hold firm longer, especially when this has been a long, unhelpful cycle. Like, I work with parents that have teenagers, and their school refusal, I refuse to shower, these things that you're like, what is going on? I mean, there's some mental illness there as well, but these things pile up, and then you want to shift it up? No way. No. Before I was able to do this. So you cannot change your child. You can change how you respond. Realize and own, yes, I used to let you stay home. Yes, I used to give you the purple cup because, you would freak out, and we need to shift that.
We all have big feelings, little people, big people, like
yes.
So we just have to be able to deal with those feelings, because as you get older, those feelings do become a little bit more complex.
And it's also dealing with your own feeling. If you cannot tolerate your own distress, if you cannot tolerate the distress in your child, then a lot of times we give in, and then we give in, then the child has a behavior, then we punish, and then we regret that, and that cycle continues. We need to step off of that cycle.
So step off, that's the lasting.
Consistency, step off, distress tolerance. Yes.
Awesome. Fabulous. Mom the Manager, Michelle McVittie. Always like her conversations. momthemanager.ca. We'll hook it up with our website, chh.com/morninglive.